It's wide smiles as we wrap up FY24. So the numbers first for the year gone by, and the numbers are looking really good. 32% up on the large cap index, on the Nifty. The mid cap index up by about 60%. But the real story was in the small cap side of the market. That index was soaring almost 70 to 75%. But we must keep our performance in context with the rest of the world. So I thought we'll bring up some of the big markets here as well. So we're up 32%. The Dow's up 22%. But the real story was again the Nasdaq, right? This whole Nvidia-led rally, the Magnificent Seven as they're called. So 40% up on the Nasdaq, and Japan has been the other story of the last fiscal year. 44% up on the Nikkei 225. As a contrast, we gained, some say, at China's expense, because the Chinese stock markets have been lagging for a while. The Hong Kong markets are down 18%, and even the mainland markets have been lower. So let's just put some more perspective into what worked for our market here. Like you've been saying, that we've seen the best year X of COVID, the best year since 2010. So, we're talking about a good performance even at a decadal level. The top sectoral outperformers, really the stocks that had not moved in the last many, many years. So PSUs came right on top. The real estate sector boomed. Power and auto were the other big winners as well. And this will reflect when I talk about the top winners on the Nifty, just the top 5 stocks. A lot of them actually are two-wheeler stocks, along with four-wheelers. So Tata Motors is up about 135%. Bajaj Auto, Hero MotoCorp are the other ones. Then Adani Ports has had a phenomenal last 12 months as well, a major recovery on that stock. And there's Coal India, really celebrating the whole PSU party as well. In fact, if I talk about, some of the underperformers, and, guess what? HDFC Bank. When did you think that we'll be speaking about HDFC Bank as an underperformer? But then that's the kind of year that we've had. Even Lever was down. These stocks losing anywhere between 9 to about 11%. Back to the PSU party, just some examples of the kind of euphoria we've seen in the market this time around. IRFC becoming the poster child of this rally, really, on the PSU side, 430% up. REC, there are lots of names out here, NBCC, BHEL, stocks like, Mazgaon Dock, so on and so forth. If I talk about the rest of the broader market, then some winners really stand tall. Suzlon, Zomato, Adani Power, Trent, Wockhardt, all of these stocks have tracked gains ranging anywhere between 100% to over 200-odd%. So what are the factors that are really working for the bulls? Number one, the surging retail flows in the market. On a steady state basis, every single month we are getting between 15,000 to going all the way up to 18,000 crore rupees in SIP flows, and that's a huge change factor that people point out. The second is expectations of very consistent earnings growth. There's no sign of earnings disappointing. In fact, expectations for FY25 for the Nifty stand at around 12 to 15%. Then we talk about the rate cut expectations. Globally, the Fed is still expected to cut 3 times this year. Let's see if that happens or not. And there's a talk of benign, ample liquidity. And not just that, when we talk about India, the fact that we get added on to these global bond indices, the Bloomberg index and the bigger JP Morgan index, that is keeping a lid on yields. The expectation is that the Indian 10-year yield perhaps could slip below the 7% mark. So that's, of course, working very well for the bulls. The factors to watch: crude. A lot of global projections say crude oil prices could be heading above 90, maybe even touching $100 a barrel. So that's a big watch point as we look at geopolitics as well. And the pace of rate cuts. Will we really get 3 or not? Could there be a disappointment from the Fed? That's an important one. Then, of course, there's election-related volatility that the market has to be ready for. And last but not the least, as this party continues, the gatekeepers are keeping a very tight watch. We've seen heightened regulatory action from the Reserve Bank of India and from SEBI, and that might continue. So investors will have to navigate all this carefully as well.
Make informed decisions with comprehensive analysis on the go.
Strengthen your portfolio with real-time market updates on the go. Create effective strategies with insightful expert opinions on the go.
Grow on the go with CNBC TV18. Now streaming live 24/7 on YouTube.